Okay, we are going to create a total margin measure using a disconnected slicer to feed in a margin percentage. To begin with, we already have total sales, and we've got a disconnected margin percentage table. And so our next step is to, well, let's start by throwing this guy on there. Right now you see that if you click on it, nothing happens because it's not really connected to anything. Clear that filter. Okay, so step one is Alt-GN to create a new measure. Well, go to Alt-T. It's already in the right table. This is exactly where we want it. We're going to call this harvest margin per, let's do PCT, for percentage, Alt-H. Okay, so we're going to do a max. I'm going to do dis to go to disconnected slicers. Margin percentage. Its table only has one column in it, so it's pretty easy to get the right one. We're going to do max, that way if there's multiple selected, it'll default to the highest. Okay. And Alt-C, doesn't really matter, but let's call this a percentage anyways. And I'm going to hit OK. I automatically added it. And notice now when I filter, it assumes that value. It's harvested it from this slicer. Clear the values. Okay, so we're most of the way there. Alt-GN. Now we have to create the total margin. I'm going to do Alt-T because I actually don't want this in the disconnected margin table. I want this in the fact sales table. That's where I want it to go. I'm going to call this total margin. Okay, Alt-H to jump down to the editor. And this guy is really simple. Simply total sales times our harvested margin percentage. The category is currency. I want 0 decimal points, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now over here we notice that when we select things on the slicer, it doesn't affect total sales, which makes sense, but it does affect the total margin. So this is our different scenarios for percentage margins, and this is how much we make in each one of those scenarios. If I select multiple, it goes to the highest. And I can remove this guy because we really don't need it. It was sort of an intermediary measure. Click, 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 click. Okay.